Todd Boehly bought Chelsea on May 2022 for $4.2 billion.
A lot of money.
With a B.
That is a lot of money.
The season before the American billionaire bought Chelsea, they finished third in the league, reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League, were the runners-up in both the League Cup and the FA Cup, won both the Super Cup and the Club World Cup.
That's very successful.
They had a good season before he came.
I would say this is a very successful club.
Since Mr. Boehly has taken over the London club 16 months ago, he's had 5 managers, spent $1.2 billion on transfers, broke the Premier League transfer record twice with Fernandes and Caicedo, and took Chelsea in their first season to their lowest ever Premier League finish at 12th. What do you think is the main issue at Chelsea?
How is he getting away with this?
He can't keep getting away with this.
Todd Boehly's not the one playing the football on the pitch. The only reason we're in this sort of havoc that we're in at the moment is because we're not scoring goals when we're conceding too many.
And you're buying shit players.
You literally just rests on the shit players. However, they're very much banking on them all being world class in 5 years, but you can't do that if you're not playing in a good team until then.
But I think the issue is, why the fuck did they buy Lukaku?
Yeah, but that's a ridiculous statement.
No, actually, your problem is what you said at the start.
That's ridiculous.
Is you're struggling to score goals.
Yeah.
So you bought a winger who's barely scored any goals in his life in the Ukrainian league.
Agree.
And then you buy, and then you haven't actually gone out and bought an outright 9.
It does sound like a donation to the Ukraine.
Oh,
It's really, it probably was.
Why are they
of the,
buying so many players?
Because
the transfer.
The only thing I can think of is we've got an American owner come to English football and think, oh, just buy the good young players. Why would we not?
Well, so they're
and...
probably not going to lose much on them because
Yeah.
the market's inflating. Unless they're absolutely horrendous, they just send them out on a few loans.
Well, so
if they're not good enough, they sell them for
Yeah,
a
but it's
similar
still the
amount or
wage.
more.
You're paying them for 8 years if they don't leave.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
horrendous.
obviously it's the same as paying them for 5 years. though.
It's
You,
not
you
the
want
same
the
as
players to
paying
have
It is
the
because
power.
they're offering them less money.
No,
for
they're
them.
not offering them less money. We've
Yes,
had
they
this
are.
conversation so many times.
They are.
Why are they doing 7-8 year deals then?
Save money.
Explain.
Financial fair play.
How does it save money?
Financial fair play.
You've
Yeah.
definitely broken that again.
but
spending
because it's
over
over-
$1 billion in what is it, a year and a half?
Yeah, but the thing is with it, they haven't broken it yet because it's FFP has done over 3 years. The issue with that is at the start of every season, they're going to be like -300 mil down.
However, you need to think of it in a different case of Chelsea can do it because in the next 8 years, they can start the season with, imagine your transfer budget before it's even started, take 50, 100 mil out. They've still got another 100, 200 mil to spend. If you're Brighton, you can't do that because you don't know where you're going to be in 8 years. And you can't then, Brighton aren't going to go out and buy Enzo Fernandez, are they? Whereas we are.
We're funny though. I know you've got a great squad, but do you reckon Everton 8 years ago said they'd be in 2 relegation
I
scraps
don't think
season
you
by
can-
season?
Yeah, but
I
that's
don't think you
different.
compare
Is
to
it
Brighton.
different though?
Yeah,
You've
but
just been
the
taken
youngsters-
over by a
Hang on.
multi-billionaire.
The youngsters we've bought are good players. So-
How do you know
How
that?
you finished
Well,
third?
You've not watched any of them
No.
play.
Hang on.
How do you know they're good
You're
players?
telling me all of them are going to be shocking.
The risk is like last year, you come 12.
Yeah.
That's less money, not
Okay.
no European football. That is a fucking risk.
And no one else who's good wants to join you, lot.
It's a risk.
Yeah,
How-
no, that's why they can't
I
sign
get that.
like actual players.
I get that, but I can only imagine their strategy is that's probably not going to happen.
Is the system that Chelsea is still using, either way, if they're doing bad or good on the pitch, is this a smart strategy or a stupid one?
I think there's more risk than
I think
not.
it's stupid.
They're
Why-
not going to win the league.
why has
are
no
they?
one else done
That's
it
the thing.
before?
No one does that.
No one has done it. You've not cracked
But
the
it's not.
code.
It's not. You can't even say City did that because they actually bought
City bought
like
wisely.
good players.
City replaced, and they replaced well. And even
Yeah.
this year, even the players that have gone over to Saudi, they've brought in other players around them.
A new report from the CIES Football Observatory reveals the current crop of players at Old Trafford have cost £991 million. So Man United at £8 million.
Yeah, but how recently were they bought?
One of their squad.
Yeah, but that's been spent
Squad.
over like 10 years.
Okay.
Yours has been in a year and a half.
And it's been 977. And
Yeah.
it's not all of them.
It's pretty much all of them.
If none of your young players
Okay.
want to leave because they're guaranteed 100k for 8 years, and they don't have to
I
perform
wouldn't
well at
leave.
all,
Yeah, could happen.
and then you make no money off them because they just leave on freeze
Could
because they
happen.
can happily sell
I'd-
on that
I'd say-
massive contract.
I'd say it's very unlikely to happen, but it could happen.
Mudryk
What, all 40
will
of
do
them?
that.
Well, no, I'm not saying, as in, like, this is what I mean. Imagine if there's 40 of them. I'm going to say no more than 2 are going to do that.
What players do you think are good?
I haven't no.
I think you do well if 10 don't fold.
Yeah, but it's not 40 though, is it? We've got a squad of about 25 at the moment.
How many right now do you think are going to actually be good signings?
I think Caicedo will be. Enzo Fernandez has already shown he will be.
Enzo Fernandez for me is
You've
like
even
the
got it with the
only
last
one.
crop of players, though. Like, Ziyech and Lukaku, they weren't like.
Yeah, but they're all rubbish, aren't they?
That's what they'd be saying that about this group now.
No, but
Oh,
you do
exactly.
say
This
that.
is the
you
issue.
do say that, but
Yeah.
Ziyech was not awful, and he was playing
awful.
Champions League football and stuff.
He
And now
was
you're
awful.
here, and what
He
you
was
think?
awful.
You'd
No,
kill
wait,
Ziyech.
what about that
at the moment.
Maduake player, right? You signed him thinking he was going to be like the next big thing, and now he's like your fourth choice right winger.
Yeah, but we said he was going to be the next big thing in like 4 to 5 years, not 6 months later.
Yeah, but how is he going to?
So you
how is he
building
going
a
to?
team for 5
That's what
years?
I mean. I don't agree.
But how is he going to? How is he going to develop?
Exactly, and that's
if he's
what
the
I was.
fucking fourth choice right
That's
back
what I-
after a year.
That's what I was saying at the start. That's why we need
I've said
experienced
this
players.
to many. I've said it to many people. You're buying a team for 5 years' time,
Yeah.
but you're not going to get the best of the best because in 5 years' time, you're only going to get worse. Because say for example, if United they could have got who they get Hoyland,
Yeah,
wasn't it? yeah. If they go get Harry Kane, that automatically puts them in a top 4 finish. They do that, or potentially win a league. Unlikely, but could happen. If they do that, or say Arsenal this season, you would not sign Declan Rice for the season prior finishing 5th. The fact they've had a good season on the pitch, they get Declan Rice. That means they get better players. And
We would have got
So
it.
you're doing this and buy it, you get less players.
Absolutely.
You need a good team to then be able to get the better players. Otherwise, you're just waiting on this bunch to drag you, and they're not good enough now.
Why did you sign Lavia?
I have no idea.
We're now going to figure out of all these players that you've bought, which ones have actually been good and which
Do you have
ones
a
have been
list?
rubbish.
Enzo Fernandez, 106.8 million.
Okay, I'll go more here. Just I think 106 is like outrageous, but if anything, it's going to be better.
If I pick a side, I'm going.
Can I ask a question? How many games has he won since he's been at the club?
I think that's not him.
No, I'm not being funny. How many games has he won
Yeah,
since
but
he's been
we'll
at the
be there for
How
every
many-
player then.
Yeah, but that's the point. How many
Yeah.
games has he won since he's been at the
Yeah,
club?
but you're not thinking.
I'll just go.
A small part of his Chelsea career potentially.
He's won 4 games.
Yeah, but look, as I said, you could go play for a bad team.
If I spent £100 million on something and it worked 4 times, I wouldn't be happy.
Mikayo Mudryk, 88 million.
Oh well, come on.
Are you joking?
That's too much.
Jury's still out.
What? Really?
He's got everything apart from end products.
For 80 odd million.
Sorry,
I've
you
been
just
kind
said
on
you
the Fernandes one.
you bought a winger and said he's got everything but end product.
He's
How are you still stood there?
because that's something you can train. What you can't
train
what you can't teach is that pace and raw ability he has.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sean Wright Phillips was over it.
Jury's still out. Wesley Fofana, 75 million.
75 tie, come on. 75 million.
The guy gets.
How much did we spend on Van Dijk?
Yeah.
75 million.
Yeah,
on
I
Van Dijk.
agree. We got rid of it.
We bought Van Dijk for 75 million.
I like.
The guy was one of the best young Premier League centre halves until he got injured.
I was the longest baby in the hospital from January to April that year. I'm not tall.
Mark Cucurella, 63 million.
Yeah,
God,
I think that's easy. That guy's.
The worst left
He
back
is
I
dog.
have ever. He is the. I mean, he's just so negative.
Wait, I've never seen anyone pass back so many times.
What would be a good price you've been happy with for that?
After what I've seen of how he's played,
Yeah.
3?
no, 0. I don't want him. He's
Yeah.
rubbish. Raheem Sterling, 47 million.
Yeah,
I think it's a
You know,
decent
we were
price.
like, well, I think that's a very honest. Everyone likes Raheem Sterling.
Benoit Badashile, 35 million.
Who is he?
Badashile.
Shield.
Where'd you go?
I don't know who he is.
I've seen him play and I think he looks really good.
He is really. Come on,
Which one's he?
No,
Is he the
but
forward?
he could. No,
He's a
he's
centre
centre
half. He is-
half. From Monaco. From Monaco.
I don't know who he is.
French centre back from Monaco.
Where is he now?
I
He's
missed.
injured at the moment.
I don't think-
Last year, the whole season, he was one of our best defenders. Noni Madueke,
Noni!
29 million.
Who? Oh, Maduaki, the striker.
The winger.
The winger, yeah, the forward. Yeah.
He's a good
Did the
player.
guy that wears headbands?
Yeah. He's a good
How
player.
much?
29. He's a good English young player. Malo Gusto, 26 million.
Who are these people?
Yeah, I know.
I'm not being
He's played like
Are you
2
making
games.
them up?
Carney Chukwuemeka.
Who?
That was a Willy Wonka joke.
Who's that?
No.
I'm sure that was.
Chukwuemeka. You know, he scored that goal against West Ham. Do you remember? He scored one.
Back in a way.
Andre Santos, 18 million. He's now on loan at Nottingham Forest.
Who the fuck is that?
He's an 18-year-old Brazilian bloke.
Where are you meant to go for this?
Exactly.
I'm gonna
There's no
If you
point.
spent 18 million on him
Yeah, but there's no point.
and you've loaned him out, who spent 18 million on a player?
Forest.
And who spent 18 million? Look, I'm going over here for that.
David Fofana, 10 million. He's now on loan at Malmo.
What's the point if you're spending all this money on all these players? That's 28 million. Gone. Oh yeah, but they'll develop. That's what your first team are doing.
Axel Disasi, 38 million.
Who's this? How old is he?
He's a young.
Oh wait, is he the centre
the
half?
young centre half from Monaco. He's their captain.
He was.
Moises Caicedo, 115 million.
It's a joke.
If we buy a world class CDM, it's worth it.
He's not world class.
Yeah, but let me know when you sign one.
Yeah, he's not world class. What? How can you call him world class?
He was world class last year.
Yeah, so was Cucurella for Brighton. And you're straight over here.
Was he world class?
Liverpool bid the same for him.
Fallen for the
I
Brighton trap.
You've been played by the Brighton.
I just hear jealousy from the Liverpool board over here. Romeo Lavia, 58 million.
I'm going to say no again. I think there's no point.
It's embarrassing.
Is jury still out?
it's a bad sign.
Jury's. I think it's. Oh, you spent so much on a backup.
Again, I don't know if he's going to be.
The thing
any
is,
good.
we're not rating. We're not
It's the
rating
signing
the player.
itself.
I'm just thinking, you're paying close to 60 million on someone who's not even done anything.
We're not rating the player, are we? We're rating.
I agree. I don't know why we spent 60 million on a player who got relegated. Christopher Nkunku, 52 million.
I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, I think he looks really good.
I think he looks class.
I've seen him.
I
I
watched
have seen him in Germany in pre-season.
I saw him pre-season. He looked
really good in
Different
pre-season.
Bisto.
32 million. Nicholas Jackson.
Match 32.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that.
Nah.
For a forward now.
I think he looks shit.
I don't think he looks brilliant, but I think
You get 30 million for a Premier
yeah.
League striker.
It's not Premier League standard. To start for Chelsea.
I like. To be fair,
He scored
though,
against
2
them.
years ago.
He scored against Luton.
Robert Sanchez, 25 mil.
Keeper.
I just think he spent too much on him.
Is it
That's a lot of money.
I don't know though. How much
batting
is
average
what's-
keeper?
What's the going price for a goalkeeper?
But we spent
I
25
dunno.
mil on a first choice keeper.
No,
And we spent it on Robert Sanchez.
I'm quite happy with.
He's
this.
not. He wasn't
That's
starting for
because
Brighton.
your teams are shooting against it.
Yeah.
Leslie, you go Chuckwood.
Who the hell is that?
23.1 million.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go there because I don't know him.
Leslie, you go Chuckwood.
How much? How old is he?
He's not a youngster, so we just don't know.
I'll stand here.
Koulibaly, 34 million. Absolute donkey. The centre half.
Oh, yeah.
He went to
I didn't know.
Saudi.
Oh, him.
He went to Saudi after 1 year.
10 million. Aubameyang.
That's horrendous.
Yeah, it's
He was
Do you know what?
rubbish,
It's
Can't
only-
believe you paid
the only
money
reason
for him.
10 million,
Debate
a
is-
good sign, like price for a player. He actually was detrimental to your squad having him there.
Cole Palmer, 45 million.
How can you warrant paying 45 million for someone who's played like 8 games?
I
That's
think
about
he's
right.
class. I just think you spent 45 million on a Man City highlight reel.
I also think you've got 5. I also think you've got 5 right wingers. How's he going to develop?
But if he's in a new Phil Foden.
No, now you said that, I'm over it.
Is this plan currently or will it work?
No.
It depends.
Undoubtedly, no.
The word is we're banking on potential, which means.
So when do we
which
find
is-
out if this works?
we
That's
just don't
such an
know.
awful.
Should we just
thing.
reconvene in about 6 years' time?
When do you think it works?
No, but
then?
that's such an awful thing. How many players become world class?
This is what I'm saying.
many.
This is why I
No,
said.
but
That's why
in
I
the
said
crop of
potential.
all players.
That's why I said it's potential, as in very unlikely to happen, but could happen.
Todd Boehly is fraudulent. He's just chucked $1 billion on this lot, and
Let's
they've
just
opened it
hope-
up, and they found loads of 20-year-olds, and
Yeah,
he's gone,
yeah.
I hope in about a year's time this will come
Well,
good.